We're here at Women at Woodstock 2013, Women at Woodstock West in Berkeley. We just finished. So
Yeah.
this is our last moment together. I have Janet Neal with me, who is the author of Soul in Control. And I always say that the byline is, or the second line is living a should-free life, but
Right.
that's not it.
That's not it. It's Soul in Control, Reflections of a Reformed Superwoman. And yes, I live a should-free life.
And that's what has stuck with me. When I first talked with you months ago, and you used that phrase, a should-free life, that really resonated with me because, you know, and a lot of times women talk about how they do things for other people all the time and they're always doing what
Right.
they should do. For me, it's not so much. I haven't been the most giving, generous woman always doing for others, but I'm always doing what I think I should do. I should
Right.
work harder and I should, you know, and you can squeeze out all the fun out of life before you've known it.
Absolutely.
And so that really hit me, just that phrase.
Yeah. This whole Reformed Superwoman notion came about because one day, I was always the type of person that did everything I should do. I mean, I just listened to everyone outside of myself, and I was the good wife. I had, the kids, and lived in the suburbs, and had the 2 houses, the 2 dogs, the guinea pig. Took care of everybody and everything, and one day I am getting ready for work, and doing my face, and all of a sudden I'm feeling this like hardening on my face, and I like look up in the mirror and I notice I had just put the extra firm hair gel all over my face. So that was my literal wake-up call, that I just literally looked at myself in the mirror and went, oh my God. And I realized at that point that I was just in such a should mode that I was not conscious. I was not living my life. And I was so bought into this superwoman role that it just wasn't working anymore. And so that's where the whole Reformed Superwoman came about, that I realized that when I was hearing all these shoulds going on, I was just accepting them as true without checking it out to see if that was really true for me. And once I started really examining that, I realized, a lot of it just wasn't working. And so now I live a more conscious life where I am, whenever I hear the word should, and I still hear that from time to time, I stop myself and I think, is this true for me or not? And if it is true for me, what am I going to do about it? So I'm reformed.
Yes, and more of us need to be reformed, I think. And you do share your message with other women.
Yes.
Do you do workshops or
Yep.
consult?
I do workshops. I do coaching. I work with women one-on-one. I work with groups of women. My whole passion is going from this Reformed Superwoman belief is really understanding that women have this innate power within them that's remarkable. And I totally believe that all of the ills of the world can be taken care of like that when women will step into their power. And so it's really about not the do stuff that we all are guilty of from being a superwoman, but it's really about learning to be who you are. And so it's really not a superwoman, it's about being a superb woman. Put that little B in there and start with the B. And so my mission is to help women, wherever they are, whoever they are, understand that and accept that and embrace that power and then put that out into the world. So things I can do are I can coach, I'm a great community builder, I do workshops, I do seminars, I do talks, I do all sorts of things, and it's all whatever I can do to advance this and help women to step into their power.
Which is awesome for our age group because, of course, we came of age in around the 70s when we were really pushing to be able to do things that women hadn't been allowed to do before.
Yeah.
And that was extremely important. But I think a lot of us lost sight of, wait a minute, am I having any fun here at all?
Exactly.
And we kind of need that retraining in a way.
Absolutely.
Because we've been trying for so long, we don't know how to stop.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I think we've proven that we can do a
Yes.
lot of things and do them well, and I don't think we have to prove anymore.
Exactly, and that's, yeah, it's hard to let go of that
Yeah.
if it's a habit.
Yeah.
I loved the exercise that you did in the workshop.
Thanks.
Can you describe that just a little bit?
Yeah, my belief is that you can't make any kind of a decision until you know who you are and what's important to you. So the exercise that I took us through was to take a look at your values. So that's really the building block of who you are. My belief is that the values that you have as a child are the same values that you have as an adult. They may have shifted in priority, but if you valued friendship when you were 5 years old, I guarantee you value friendship now. And so just knowing what's important to you really can be that guide as to when you've got decisions to make. You go back and you say, does it line up with my values? Is this what is important to me? And so the exercise that we did was, the first part of it was to do, you know, what are my values? And to write them down, because writing them down, there's something about writing that it just adds that little oomph to it, a little more commitment to it, and you go, oh, really?
Right, and you're looking at it there. Now it's
Yeah.
a list, and now you're kind of seeing it, really.
Exactly. Yeah, and then the second step we started to get into was then you take a look at what you're doing. You start with who you are, the being part, then you look at what you're doing, and then you see, does that really line up with my values? And for a lot of women here and in other workshops I've done, it's kind of an eye-opener.
Yes, and I don't know if you remember me coming up to you after the workshop, but we wrote down our activities. I think it was 10 activities.
Right.
On the right column and on the left were the 10 values. And you were very explicit and clear. Line up the activity to the value and see how it matches up. And I came to you and said, I don't even have 10 activities.
Right.
That's how unbalanced my life is.
Yeah.
And that is an eye-opener
Yeah.
to see exactly which values aren't being a part of my life,
Yeah.
really.
And it's just information. You know,
Yeah.
it's not like it's a good or bad thing unless it's a good or bad thing for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So, you know, if I can help women gain more information, all the better.
You have a website? What
I
is your
do.
website?
I'm in the process of coming up with a new one, but the current one is janetmneal.com.
Neal.
N-E-A-L.
Janet
M
M.
is
Neal.
in Mary.
Yeah, janetmneal.com.
Yeah.
And if someone wants to order your book, they can
You
order
can order
it
it
there.
there. It's available on Amazon or Barnes & Noble, Kindle, or...
And on the Women at Woodstock website and our book and resource store.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
It's easy to get, and it's a great read. I really enjoyed it. When
Thanks.
you sent it to me
Uh-huh.
several months ago, and I thought, all right, I should read this because you're going to be a presenter.
No shoulds.
And and I thought it would be kind of dry, you know,
Uh-huh, right.
information, helpful tips, and so
Right,
on.
right.
And it was entertaining all the way through. You share a lot of your personal life. So
It is.
I enjoyed reading it. I
Thank
really
you,
did.
thank you. I know, I tell people who have read it, and we haven't met in person, I said, okay, well, now you know me.
Yes.
So let me get to know
Yes,
you.
exactly.
Because it really is, it's vignette stories from my life over a 10-year period of time when I was going from this superwoman to this realization that I don't have to do everything by myself and do it perfectly. So there's a bit of humor in it.
Yeah, and I thank you for that. 'Cause
Yes.
yeah, a lot of myself on those pages I saw.
Yeah, there's a lot of women that say that to me. I had one woman who gave it to her sister, and her sister wrote to her, and she shared this with me. She goes, "Do I know her? Does she know me? Because she just talked about me."
Yeah, I'm sure that happens a lot.
A lot, yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Thanks, Ann.
Really a lot of help for all the women at Woodstock,
Thanks.
and your book, I'm sure, is helping a lot of women. And I just love your message.
Thanks so much. I love being here. It was just fabulous experience. Wonderful women here.